Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's great for you. It's great. Well, it's mostly great here. Just a quick hello today. I'm running late. It's already 4 and I want to play board games tonight. So because I'll be out of town next week at a convention. So I'll be playing games all week, but that's work games. It's kind of weird to say that, right? Like I'm going to go play games and it's for work. But I didn't want to miss an episode. I've never missed one. This is 313 today, and I don't want to miss it. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for the congratulations from the 20,000 yesterday. It was pretty awesome. And after talking to you, it's funny. I say that like you're here, like we talk all the time, but it kind of is, right? Like I talk to you, and then we have the discussions. So, after talking about how I was going to work on this bench and what I was going to do with the legs, I decided that I was going to do it correctly. I wasn't sure what the time frame was on this bench. I was under the impression that it needed to get done like this week. But I kind of have a little bit more time than that. So, I'm going to slow down a little bit so I don't screw anything up. And I'm going to do the legs correctly. I'm going to do some recessed, essentially mortises. I don't know what you call them. I guess it's a stopped dado. So I'm going to do a stopped dado. And so I started working on a router table yesterday. This is the top, but I haven't built the base and stuff out yet. I need to pick up some new screws for my router because essentially I drilled all the holes and everything to mount this, but the screws that I have for the base plate that came with it, they need to be longer. So this will be mounted underneath of that, and then the plan is to make a three-sided box so that I can access the router's thing, and on the bottom it'll have some wings so that I can clamp it to my table. Put it away when I'm not using it, clamp it to my table when I am using it, and then that'll allow me to do a few things. One, I want to round over the edges on these, and I could do it in handheld mode. I have a little battery-powered trim router, and I pretty much keep the roundover bit in there. And I could do this, but it's not going to be the best, and it's also not super safe because of how small these are. So it'll be much better to have a router table where I can just zip these through and round all these edges, and then cut the stopped dado. So that's the plan for the bench. And I might actually film some of it now that I've done, essentially all I've done is glue some stuff together. Yeah, I glued together this and I made this jig, which I didn't show to do that. But really, the hard part of the job is coming up is going to be getting those legs set up. So maybe like I can make setting up the router table and making the legs a video. And it doesn't have to be like a whole, I'm building this bench, here's a video for it. It can be like, here's how I'm setting up my legs to this bench. Here's how I'm doing this sort of thing. So if you guys are interested in that, if that's something that you want to see, is smaller, like, I don't want to say segments. I guess it would be like smaller snippets of a project. Instead of waiting for me to do a whole project and put a video out, are you interested in seeing the little tidbits that I could put together? A video of just how I'm going to set up the legs. Let me know in the comments below. I'd really love to hear from you. I always love hearing from you. It's absolutely amazing to hear from you guys, and I always feel really, I don't know, I feel special every time I get a comment notice. Like, damn, somebody's taking their time to, engage with me. And that happened today. I'm working on some new software for trying to keep the agency rolling, and I developed some in-house software. We're now trying to kind of take that framework that I built. I built a complete framework, and I'm trying to turn it into something else that can be molded for the individual school districts to use. And today I hit a wall, and I don't know what the heck is wrong. I essentially, I don't want to say copy and pasted. It's better. It's more than copy and pasted. I just like cloned the whole database or the whole project. And all I'm really doing is changing the layout, changing the database structure changed a tiny bit. There's more tables, and some tables have different stuff in them. But really, it's essentially a clone, and on this server, I can't get it to work. On this server, it works fine with the same exact code. So I posted some screenshots today on Twitter. I was like, I am just out of my mind. I have no clue what's going on here. If anybody can help, please let me know why this isn't working. And I got just tons of responses, and awesome responses from like 6 or 7 different people, just like, hey, did you try this? Did you try that? And that just blows my mind that we used to always have IRQ and IRC rooms and AOL Messenger and stuff where we could go to groups and ask those types of questions. But this is something like, these are friends, right? Like, this is people that I associate with constantly, and that's really special to me. So you coming here every day and putting comments is really special to me. And if you know anything about PHP, MySQL, and Linux, especially if you are familiar with the MySQLi library, please check out my Twitter feed today and maybe help me out with this problem that I'm having, because it's driving me freaking crazy. So I'm going to go play games. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from amhistory.si.edu. When were license plates invented? In 1901, New York became the first state to register automobiles. By 1918, all states required license plates. States were slower to require licenses for drivers. Only 39 states issued them by 1935, and few required a test despite widespread concern about incompetent drivers. I still have concern about incompetent drivers, and they've passed their freaking tests.